Imposter syndrome. The belief that you are a fraud, you don't believe in your talents and your skills, and this shows up in the workplace. Let's talk about it. It's probably happening to you without you even realizing it. You're not trusting your instincts, you're not believing in your skills, you're not trusting your talents. You are doing the most, going above and beyond, way beyond, to prove your worth. You're feeling like an imposter. You're feeling like you shouldn't be where you are. You're feeling like perhaps you're playing the role, but you're not really there. And that plays a lot into our confidence. You are not supposed to be there, that it was given to you, that maybe someone made a mistake along the way. It affects the ways in which you continue to feel about yourself.
2 Kids, 1 Doctorate. I am your host, Dr. Soyla Quesada. Thank you for returning to the podcast and for your continued support as a subscriber.
So let's begin for the first thing that you should do, and that is truly start believing in your skills. Truly start believing that you are in there, you are there because you worked your butt off to be there. You earned it. You're not there because it was handed to you. You've earned your place. We have to convince ourselves. Other people might see our value, but we have to convince ourselves of our value. Or it could be the opposite, in which we have to convince others of our value while also convincing ourselves of our value. Because if we play on not believing in our skills, not trusting our value, that reflects on what other people think of us as well. And so let's dig a little deeper. After you start believing and working on how to believe more in yourself, you will then start showing up as a true confident self. The more you shrink, the more you continue to see yourself as an imposter or a fraud, or needing to earn more in order to be valued more, to get another degree, to go for the next certification so that they value more your skill and your talent. Think about this. You already have the skills. You're already talented. What do you already bring to the table? What are you bringing with you already that you do not need to do more of in order for them to trust and believe in your skills and your talents? And yes, you have to start believing in your skills and talents yourself as well. Start convincing yourself out loud. Start speaking up about all the projects that you're handling. Start saying to the people, I am here, I'm doing it, and I bring so much value to this place. I'm going to share a little bit about my experience. So I was at that time about 13 years into a career, and I thought, well, okay, that must mean that I need to do more. I need to do more, show up differently, get another degree. I went on and got a degree. That didn't necessarily change things. And I also changed locations of workplace. That necessarily didn't change things either. What did change inside of me, though, is that I changed careers. And what it did change for me is the belief in me, the no longer feeling like I'm an imposter, showing up, understanding what my true gifts are and how I contribute to organizations. I thought I needed to get my doctorate because I was at a standstill in terms of in my workplace. I didn't see any way up. And so I thought, well, if I get this degree, then there will be a chance for me to go all the way up. And it also would have added to the trajectory in which I was on, which was to eventually be a leader within the industry. And oftentimes you are more respected when you have a doctorate before your name. So I went on to do that. It did not, though, change the ways in which I felt about myself at the workplace. It did not change the ways in which other people saw my value in the workplace. And that is because I was not showing up truly and fully confidently. I was not telling the people, I am worth it, I am worthy, I bring a lot of value to this organization. And showing them and telling them all of the things that I have accomplished, all of the things that I was able to do for the people that I served and also for the institutions. But imposter syndrome causes you to question your place in that moment and whether what you're doing is worth your time or if it will really truly bring value to you. And so I was in this space when I was in my doctoral program in which I didn't think that it was going to bring me value. I didn't think it was going to do much for me. I didn't even want to be in the program midway because it became so challenging, and I stopped believing in my skills and my talents and in my capabilities to actually get it done, that I mentally gave up. And then after I became a doctor. It wasn't until maybe a few months down that I felt comfortable being called doctor, because this is what imposter syndrome is as well. Even after you've earned the place at work, even after you've earned a degree, even after you've earned a certification, even after you've earned it due to your experience, there's still a piece of you, a part of you, that feels like that still was not enough and there's still more to do. And you also have difficult time holding on to your title and focusing on truly what you've done and the value that you already have and the worth that you have, because you've already done it. You can show it by presenting your experiences, by showing up and sharing with people the value that you bring to the institution, because oftentimes people are so tunnel focused on what they're doing and they're not necessarily paying attention to the things that you are accomplishing at work. And so you have to remind folks, this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing it, and look at the outcomes, because again, no one is going to put you on a pedestal unless you do that for yourself. And that is going to also be a practice. That is going to be a muscle that you have to exercise. It's not going to come that easily, but you can begin. You can begin little by little. So first things first, you can begin by saying, if they ask you, what have you done this week? Or can you please share with us, what you've accomplished? You present to them what you've accomplished, and don't minimize what you've accomplished or minimize what you have contributed. Always tell the truth and make yourself sound like the valuable person that you are, because you are. If you're already feeling like an imposter, you're going to sound like too grandiose. Like, why am I sharing this? Oh my God, I should be more humble. Guess what? Do it. I promise you, little by little, it will become easier and easier, and then it will just feel natural. It will no longer feel like it's a tug, or that you're saying the most and feeling like it's not true. It is true. You've earned to be where you are. Believe in yourself. Start practicing out loud and tell others about your value.
This is your host, Dr. Soyla Quesada. Thank you so much for listening, and come back for the next episode. Take care.